Hi everybody, it's Jenna from Jenna's Stitches. Welcome to my channel if you are new here. Thank you so much for stopping by and checking me out. If you like my content, please think about liking, subscribing, commenting, and sharing because I would greatly appreciate that. And if you are returning, thank you so much for coming back. I really appreciate that as well. Today for you guys is Tuesday, January 17th? I don't know, for me it's Saturday. But for you guys, it's Tuesday. But I do now have a new series that I'm doing that is Temperature Blanket Tuesday. So this is my third video for it. I do have a playlist that shows my intro to my temperature blanket, what colors I was going to be using for what temperatures, and then last week's video shows the first week of January for my temperature blanket. This week will be days January 10th through January 16th. So yes, it is Tuesday the 17th. But that is how I am working my blanket so that it is fully cut up by the time I make the video, and I'm making them on Tuesdays. So you will see Tuesday through Monday progress on the blanket. And I've had a couple questions on other videos, which I have answered in the comments, but just to explain what I'm doing in my little planner here is writing down what the high and low is going to be for the day. And I'm not doing it that day, obviously, because today is actually only Saturday the 14th, and I already have it done through the 16th, so Monday. But I kind of got on a roll working on it, so I just kept going, but I didn't want to go too far. But I am doing like the 10-day forecast type thing, writing down the high and low of the day. And then depending on when I work on it, I'm either going with what is closer to the actual temperature for that day or whatever I feel like it for that day, because I don't want to get bored with it and making the same exact temperature every single day. And you can see, I think I mentioned it week one, like if I would have went with the high for every single day week one, it would have all been my week one color, or my 41 through 50 colorway, because that was like the high range all week was in the 40s except for like one day. So I'm writing down the high and the low and then going with whatever one I feel like going with. Or I know there was a couple of days where I actually worked on it that day, so I went with what the temperature was at the time that I worked on the blanket. So it is a little bit different than a lot of people do it, but either way, I'm gonna know like the temperature that day was in the 40s or was projected to be. So that's kind of just the vibe I'm going with it. I'm doing whatever I feel like it really, whether it's going to be the high for that day or the low for that day, or what the actual temperature was at the time that I made that row. And just to do a little overview of my color range, so I don't have the colors with me, but 20 and below, I'm doing a light green color. 21 through 30 is called Peacock, and I actually have some of that in my blanket, so I'll show you, but to me, it's like a teal. 31 through 40 is Stonewash, which is a light blue. 41 through 50 is Lilac. 51 through 60 will be Plum. 61 through 70 is Bubblegum. 71 through 80 is a Watermelon color. 81 through 90 is Varsity Red, and then 91 and up is a Coral color. So they all, I mean, their names are kind of similar to what color they are, but you can go back to my intro video and see exactly what all those colorways are looking like. I'm using majority is Big Twist, but I do have some I Love This Yarn in there as well. I think that's it though. I don't think I have any like Red Heart or anything. I think it's just Big Twist and one colorway of I Love This Yarn. But what we have for this week, Tuesday, was 27 is what I went with. And I know for most of this it was accurate because I worked on it yesterday. So I did Tuesday the 10th through Monday the 16th, which obviously hasn't happened yet because for me it's Saturday. But I did it all yesterday, which was the 13th. So I know Tuesday the 10th, the high was 32, the low was 27. I went with 27 because I know that was more accurate. And then Wednesday The 11th was 34, and again, the high was 42, the low was 34. I think it was actually colder than that day, so I went with the low. Thursday, the 12th, high was 40, low was 35. They're both the same color, so that one, I just went with that colorway. The 13th, Friday, high was 37, low was 28. It was in the mid to low 20s all day yesterday. I don't think it ever actually hit 30, so I went with the low. Saturday, high is 31, low is 24. Again, today for me is Saturday, and as of right now, it's only 21 degrees out at 11 or 10 o'clock in the morning. Could have sworn it was 11. Hey, at least I have an hour. So it's only 21 right now, and according to today's forecast on my watch, the high is 24 and the low is 18. So that's the only thing that I kind of wish I was doing different, but at this point I'm not going to change my ways, is that I write them down before it happens. Like, I'll go through probably today and write down the 17th through the 23rd's temperatures, and I'm finding that the temperatures are nowhere near accurate. But for today, what I wrote down was high of 31, low of 24, and we're sitting at 21. Then Sunday the 15th, high of 35, low of 28, and I went with the high. And then Monday the 16th, which was the last day I worked on, high of 41, low of 36. So we will see that day, because that is the only day that has been anywhere near the 40s. It was projected on Wednesday the 11th, but we didn't get anywhere close to it. It was actually pretty cold out. So, pretty cold temperatures this week, which I don't really leave my house, so it doesn't matter to me. I did notice that I had to turn my heat up a little bit last night, though, because I was freezing. So it definitely was cold out. My mom just messaged me and just said yes. I haven't talked to her this morning. I didn't talk to her last night. I sent her a message about my son. Oh, I got to tell you guys, because it was so funny. But it didn't require a yes answer, so I'm not really sure what she's saying yes to. But my son, my younger one, my Maverick, you guys, if you've watched my videos before, have probably seen him or definitely heard me talk about him. He has ADHD, pretty severely actually, and he has to take medicine to go to sleep. If he doesn't take it, he will not sleep. Even taking it, he still barely sleeps. He's usually up. He'll sleep. I usually give it to him around 6:45 at night. Takes till about 7:45 to 8 o'clock to kick in, and he'll fall asleep. He usually wakes back up around 1, and he'll stay awake from like 1 to 5:30ish, and then go back to sleep till he's got to get up for school. So even taking the medicine doesn't really help that much. But I forgot to give it to him last night, which is weird. But I noticed that he would not stop talking, and he was going fast, like blah, 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 and I was like, oh wow, what time is it? It was like 7:15, and I hadn't given it to him yet. So I gave it to him, but it takes a while to kick in. But when he gets to that point, it doesn't take as long to kick in. So if you've ever had to deal with something like that, like once he gets to that really, really hyper point, it usually only takes a few minutes to kick in. So he was still asleep by 8 o'clock at night, but irrelevant. But he's going and going and going and going and going, and he wouldn't stop talking. And at some point I kind of just walked him out because he was just rambling about stuff, and I don't even know what he was talking about. So he goes, "Mommy," and I'm like, "What?" "I will go buy you some purple yarn if you stop ignoring me." I was like, "Oh yeah, how are you going to do that?" I was like, "Where are you going to get purple yarn from?" And I thought he was just going to say from like in here, because that's where all my yarn is. "Michael's." "Oh yeah, how are you going to get to Michael's?" "Mima," which is what he calls my mom. And it was just so funny. And I really wish I could have recorded it, because if you would have seen the look he gave me and the way he said it, like, "I'll buy you purple yarn if you're being nice to me." And then he's like, "I'll buy you the whole rainbow." And then like an hour later, oh, somebody must have called her, because she just said you called. Probably my son. I think Bentley had my phone earlier, so he probably called her. But later, probably like a half an hour later, right before he fell asleep, he goes, "I'm going to get you a pink instead." I was like, "Pink what?" Because I forgot about it. "Yarn." not the purple, I'm going to get you pink. I was like, but I want the purple. He's like, nope, you're getting pink. So he's going to go to Michael's with my mom at some point and get me some pink yarn for some reason. But here is the progress on it. So this week started with this line right here. So this peacock color. So the peacock is the tealish color. So last week on the 9th is where I ended with the lilac. It started with the peacock. Again, the temperature range for that day was 32 to 27. I went with 27 to do peacock. Then we got 2 days of the stonewash color, which is my 31 to 40 range. It was 34 degrees and then 35 degrees. Then we're back to peacock at 28 degrees. Today, for me, again, is Saturday the 14th. I did stonewash, which based on the temperature range right now is not going to be accurate, but it is what it is. It's close enough. And then tomorrow, which would be Sunday, again, for you guys, it would be a couple days ago, but for me, it's tomorrow, was stonewash again at 35 degrees, and then that leads Monday, which for you guys was yesterday, at 41 degrees. So there it is so far. I am still really, really loving it, and I'm not too concerned about like the temperatures not being 100% accurate because I think it's gorgeous so far. I really like the look of the 3 colors together. It will probably be a month or 2 before I get any other colors in. This is pretty much a normal range for us. Maybe some days of the light green color, which is 20 and below. I'm hoping not, but you know, as I said when I was going through everything, the low for today is actually 18 degrees and we're only sitting at 21. So if I didn't do today yet and was actually going with like an accurate temperature, it's possible I could get that green in here. I don't want to though. I don't want it that cold. Oh, I messed up right there. Oh well. I just noticed that with the snood I'm making too, that I missed a stitch like 7 rows back. And I was like, nope, not fixing it. But now I know it's there. So there is January 1st through January 16th. And I know my way is a little bit unconventional compared to others, but I'm cool with it. I like it. I think it's pretty. And I don't want to get bored doing the same color every day because our temperatures don't range too much in Western New York during winter. It's cold. If I could pick temperatures for cold, kind of cold, warm, in the middle, like my blanket would never change because it's just cold this time of year. I'm actually surprised we have as many days in the 40s as we do. Starting off January, we had some pretty warm temperatures, but you can see this week for sure drop down, and we'll see what next week brings. So that is my progress on it. I hope everybody is enjoying it, and I will see you all. I don't know if I'm going to make a video Wednesday. I haven't been the last couple Wednesdays, but we'll see. If not, I'll see you Thursday for things we're working on Thursday. Things we're making Thursday. I can't remember the name of it, but I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.